Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiriye Nashtaprayeshu Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So continuing with the discussion on Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila Introduction. So Prabhupada further says, after offering respects to Lord Chaitanya, Krishnadas Kaviraj begins offering them to Lord Nityananda in the 7th verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita. The author explains that Lord Nityananda is Balram, who is the origin of Mahavishnu. Krishna's first expansion is Balram, a portion of whom is manifested as Sankarshan, who then expands as Pradyumna. In this way, so many expansions take place. Although there are many expansions, Lord Shri Krishna is the origin as confirmed in the Brahma Samhita. In Brahma Samhita it is explained, he is like the original candle from which many thousands and millions of candles are lit. Although any number of candles can be lit, the original candle still retains its identity as the origin. So that is Krishna. He is a source of all the incarnations. In this way, Krishna expands himself into so many forms, and all these expansions are called Vishnu Tattva. Vishnu is a large light, and we are all small lights, but we are all are expansions of Krishna. So we come under Vibhin Ansha category, and they come under Swa Ansha category, Vishnu Tattvas. Of course, we are infinitesimal, Krishna is infinite, and so all are Vishnu Tattvas. But they, as I explained here, they give the candles. So every candle gives light as needed according to the pastime they are playing. But original candle is still original. When it is necessary to create the material universes, Vishnu expands himself as Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu lies down in the causal ocean and breathes all the universes from his nostrils. Okay, here Prabhupada says nostrils. Other places it says from his pores of his skin. Thus, from Mahavishnu in the causal ocean spring all the universes, and all these universes, including ours, float in the causal ocean, in the Karan Sagar. In this regard, there is the story of Vaman, who, when he took 3 steps, stuck his foot through the covering of this universe. So water from the causal ocean flowed through the hole that his foot made, and it is said that that water became the river Ganges. Therefore, the Ganges flowing from the Himalayas down to the Bay of Bengal is accepted as the most sacred water of Vishnu and is worshipped by all Hindus. So that we know. And it is only one drop of the causal ocean came, and that became Ganges, and it's flowing forever. It's not like it just came and that's it, it ended. No, it's unlimited. Mahavishnu is actually an expansion of Balaram, who is Krishna's first expansion, and in Vrindavan pastimes, his brother. In the Mahamantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. The word Ram refers to Balaram. Well, here Prabhupada says Ram refers to Balaram, but other places he said Ram refers to, there are so many Ramas, Nityananda Ram, Balaram, Lord Ram, Parashuram. And of course, when we are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and our concentration or prayers of Radha Krishna, then here Ram means Radhika Raman, one who gives pleasure to Srimati Radharani. Since Lord Nityananda is Balram, Ram also refers to Lord Nityananda. Thus Hare Krishna, Hare Ram addresses not only Krishna Balram, but Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda as well. So it depends on the devotee's mood. Same Hare Krishna mantra, he can be addressing or he can be worshipping, praying to different deities. The subject matter of the Chaitanya Charitamrita deals primarily with what is beyond this material creation. The cosmic material expansion is called Maya, illusion, because it has no eternal existence, because it is sometimes manifested and sometimes not. It is regarded as illusory. But beyond this temporary manifestation is a higher nature, as indicated in Bhagavad Gita. Paras tasmat bhavo anya vyakta vyaktat sanatana. Yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. Yet there is another unmanifested nature, which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. So that unmanifested nature, spiritual nature, is eternal and transcendent, and that part remains as it is. The material world has a manifested state, vyakta, and a potential unmanifested state, avyakta. The supreme nature is beyond both the manifested and the unmanifested material nature. This superior nature can be understood as a living force, which is present in the bodies of all living creatures. The body itself is composed of inferior nature, matter, but it is a superior nature that is moving the body. This also explained in Bhagavad Gita. The symptom of that superior nature is consciousness. So the body or the material world is not conscious, but the superior nature is conscious. That is why it's different, and that is called superior, because it is conscious. Thus, in the spiritual world, where everything is composed of the superior nature, everything is conscious. In the material world, there are inanimate objects that are not conscious. But in the spiritual world, nothing is inanimate. There, a table is conscious, the land is conscious, the trees are conscious, everything is conscious. Isn't that amazing? And that is why even though land, trees over there, they are in Shantras, but they all are conscious, and they don't want to change their rasa. They don't want to change their relationship with Krishna. They don't want, means they are conscious. That's why there's an option. It is not possible to imagine how far this material manifestation extends. In the material world, everything is calculated by imagination or by some imperfect method. But the Vedic literatures give real information of what lies beyond the material universe. Since it is not possible to obtain information of anything beyond this material nature by experimental means, those who believe only in experimental knowledge may doubt the Vedic conclusions, for such people cannot even calculate how far this universe extends, nor can they reach far into the universe itself. So that which is beyond our power of conception is called achintya, or inconceivable. It's useless to argue or speculate about the inconceivable. And that is why they say this Hindu mythology, because it is, they say, because it cannot be ascertained by experiments. So they just call it mythology. And here, Prabhupada, the Vedic conclusions, it's just beyond our power of conception. And that's why it's called achintya, inconceivable. There are so many things, actually, they're beyond our power of conception, which is actually called faith. How do we understand all this? Can science prove everything? No. Just take the Darwin's theory, for instance. Is it proved? No. Big Bang theory, is it proved? No. But they call it theory, they don't call it mythology. Because it's their theory. Since it is mentioned in Vedic scriptures, they call it Hindu mythology. So it is useless to argue or speculate about the inconceivable. If something is truly inconceivable, it is not subject to speculation or experimentation. Our energy is limited and our sense perception is limited. Therefore, we must rely on the Vedic conclusions regarding that subject matter, which is inconceivable. That's why this knowledge is called, which comes down, this knowledge. Knowledge of the superior nature must simply be accepted without argument. How is it possible to argue about something to which we have no access? The method for understanding transcendental message or subject matter is given by Lord Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna tells Arjuna at the beginning of 4th chapter. When Krishna said, Imam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham abhyayam, vivasvan manve praha, mano rikshvakve abravit. I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god, Vivasvan, and Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to Ikshvaku. This is a method of parampara or disciplic succession. Similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam explains that Krishna imparted knowledge into the heart of Brahma, the first created being within the universe. Brahma imparted those lessons to his disciple Narad, and Narad imparted that knowledge to his disciple Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva imparted it to Madhvacharya, and from Madhvacharya, the knowledge came down to Madhavendra Puri, and then to Ishwar Puri, and from him to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this knowledge, even Arjuna asked, how am I to understand that you gave this knowledge to sun god, Vivasva? We both are contemporaries. But then Krishna says, no, many, many births, both you and I have taken. I remember them all, you don't. But then that's where the faith comes in. How do we even accept that this knowledge is true? Well, there's so many things in this world that we accept on faith, completely on faith. We get sick, we go to a chemist, we buy some medicine. We don't know what chemicals are there in the medicine. We just have faith, faith in doctor, faith in the chemist. We just take that pill. Hopefully we get okay. Isn't that faith? We go buy a ticket from Mumbai to Delhi on an airplane. We just go, show our ticket, get our boarding pass, and sit in the plane. We have faith. We have faith in the airlines, faith in the pilots, although we are 35,000 feet up in the air. Anytime we can fall down, but we have faith. We have faith in the aircraft. We don't go sit down. Before sitting down, we check all the gauges in the aircraft and try to check the pilot, flying license of the pilot and what kind of experience they have. We don't check anything. This is faith. Our whole life is dependent on their hands. But we have faith. So similarly, the science, the spiritual science, the knowledge, the path given, it's based on faith. But the only thing that Prabhupada warns us again and again, yes, faith is good, but we, just like one place, we don't go to a potato seller asking for diamonds. If we don't know what diamond is, potato seller might give a big potato that this is a big diamond, buy it. So we have to have some knowledge, something to start with. And that is why in Kali Yugas, there are so many cheater gurus and so many cheated and cheater disciples. So many, because people don't know what they're looking for. But in the case of bhakti, also something that really helps us, if we are really sincere, we are really looking for the right guru and really looking for God, Krishna sitting as Paramatma in our hearts. And he knows if the desire, how true our desire is. Then he takes us to the right person, or to the person according to our desires. But there are tons and tons of so-called gurus. Prabhupada wants again and again, bona fide guru, coming in a disciplic succession. And here also he talked about this. Brahmaji imparted those lessons to his disciple Narad, and come down Narad to Vyasdev, to Madhvacharya, Madhvendra Puri, and then to Ishwar Puri, and from him to Chaitanya. One may ask that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, then why did he need a spiritual master? Of course, he did not need a spiritual master, but because he was playing the role of Acharya, one who teaches by example, he accepted a spiritual master. Even Krishna himself accepted a spiritual master, for that is a system. In this way, the Lord sets the example for men. We should not think, however, that the Lord takes a spiritual master because he is in want of knowledge. He is the source of all the knowledge. He is simply stressing the importance of accepting the disciplic succession. The knowledge taught in that disciplic succession actually comes from the Lord himself. And if the knowledge descends unbroken, it is perfect. Although we may not be in touch with the original personality who first imparted the knowledge, we may receive the same knowledge through this process of transmission. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated that Krishna, the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, transmitted transcendental knowledge into the heart of Brahma. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavi. This then is one way knowledge is received, through the heart. Thus, there are two processes by which one may receive knowledge. One depends directly upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated as the super soul within the heart of all living entities, and other depends upon the Guru, or spiritual master, who is an expansion of Krishna. Thus, Krishna transmits information both from within and from without. So, within as Paramatma, from outside or without as Guru. We simply have to receive it. If knowledge is received in this way, it does not matter whether it is inconceivable or not. We just follow it. And another criteria of knowledge is we apply it. Apply and see the results. Simple as that. In Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a great deal of information given about the Vaikuntha planetary systems, which are beyond the material universe. Similarly, a great deal of inconceivable information is given in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Any attempt to arrive at this information through experimental knowledge will fail. The knowledge simply has to be accepted. According to the Vedic method, Shabda or transcendental sound is regarded as evidence. Sound is very important in Vedic understanding. If it is pure, it is accepted as authoritative. Even in the material world, we accept a great deal of information sent thousands of miles by telephone or radio. Right now, we are sitting in Zoom class, thousands of miles away from each other, but we are accepting this. In this way, we also accept sound as evidence in our daily lives. Although we cannot see the informant, we accept his information as valid on the basis of sound. So sound vibration then is very important in the transmission of Vedic knowledge. So although we say, we should not accept it blindly, the blind faith is wrong, but faith has to be there, otherwise we'll not accept anything. Actually, student goes in the primary school and teacher teaches them, and the student just accept it. She writes on the board A, B, and the children are copying it and repeating after her A, B, C, D. That's also acceptance. So here also, the beginning we accept, and then we can have our test. We can test the knowledge. If whatever it is saying, it is coming out to be true or not. If like mantra means mantrayate iti mantra. Mantra is some sound that liberates the mind, liberates from its speculations, liberates from its conditioning, liberates from its going after sense gratification. It just liberates and puts it in the service of Krishna. Or if it is other mantra, then in service of that particular deity. So if Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is supposed to do all this, then we should try it, experiment it. Actually, this is how we tell the beginners, those who don't want to chant, they give all excuses. Okay, just try for 1 week. 10 minutes every day for 1 week. That's all we are asking. If it doesn't help you, don't chant afterwards. And generally, youngsters, they take up the challenge. Okay, we try, and they get hooked onto it. The Vedas inform us that beyond this cosmic manifestation, there are extensive planets in the spiritual sky. This material manifestation is regarded as only a small portion of the total creation. The material manifestation includes not only this universe, but innumerable others as well. But all the material universes combined constitute only 1/4 of the total creation. The remaining 3/4 is situated in the spiritual sky. In that sky, innumerable planets float, and these are called Vaikuntha Lokas. Sometimes people ask, oh, in the spiritual world also there are planets, just like here. And yeah, because every planet has different presiding deity and different associates or servants of the Lord over there. In every Vaikuntha Loka, Narayan presides with its 4 expansions, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Vasudeva. This Sankarshan states Krishnadas Kaviraj in the 8th verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita is Lord Nityananda. As stated before, it is in the form of Mahavishnu that Lord manifests the material universes. Just as a husband and wife combine to beget offspring. Mahavishnu combines with his wife Maya, or material nature. I guess we can take up the rest tomorrow. So we can stop here, see anybody has any questions or comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
What about the UFOs that they talk about? What are they a part of? Vaikuntha?
No, they're in the material universe. So people must be coming from the other planets to see what's happening here.
Oh, okay.
Life is there on every planet. It's just different kind of life because the atmosphere is different on every planet. So bodies are made of earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego. It's just different proportion of different elements on different planets. So that's all.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.
Hare Krishna.